Let's talk. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Aquarius. So today's video is going to be about how me and Barbara met. I'm going to give you my perspective, my side of how everything went down. So stay tuned. Let's go. Boom. To start, I was living in Korea at the time when I found out my next job position was going to take me to Germany. So I was not happy about coming to Germany. I did not want to come to Germany. It was not something that I had in my plans to do. It just wasn't something I wanted to do. Nonetheless, I believe in things happening for a reason. So I didn't fight it. I asked some questions, but I didn't fight it. So I was like, okay, let's go. So while I was in Korea, I had just got out of pretty much like a back and forth type of relationship. We have known each other since we were like in middle school or younger. And we tried to be together romantically. It just pretty much didn't work out, and it started getting really kind of toxic and convoluted with just random stuff. So in Korea is a time where I finally was done with the relationship and actually just completely content with it just being me and pretty, and then having a kid later down the line. But I was perfectly happy with being just Aquarius and pretty, being single for however long. I didn't care. I just was completely not looking for a relationship, not looking for to wife nobody, not looking for no girlfriend, not looking for nothing casual. Because I don't do one night stands. So I wasn't looking for anything. I was just going to go live my life and go be great. And so that was my mindset coming into Germany. So I just want to set that precedence there. And so once I got to Germany, I met some really cool guys. I met some really cool friends that ended up becoming my brothers down the line. So meeting with them and hanging out with them all the time, they tend to, at the time, they were talking about Tinder a lot and Plenty of Fish and all kind of different apps and stuff. In America, I never got on a dating app. I never was on dating apps. I never did anything like that. It was not to say it's bad, it just wasn't my preference. Like I just wasn't on there at all. So when I got to Germany and hanging out with them, they kind of put me in the mindset of, okay, let me hop on one of these apps. Let me see what's out here. Let me see what's going on. So preference is Black women. So that's what I was looking for, Black women. And so, but I will say being in Germany, there's not a lot of Black women. At least there wasn't a lot of Black women on the apps at the time that I was on there. So with combination of all that, and then talking to my homeboys, I started, venturing outside of my typical queens that I would go after. And I met some, pretty amazing women along the way, but obviously none of them really stuck. I ended up kicking it with somebody near where I used to work, and we just was kicking it back and forth, some casual stuff, nothing casual, but a consistent casual. So cause like I said, I don't do one night stand, so it's like a casual. We ain't together, but we kicking it, and I ain't kicking it with nobody else, if that makes sense. So we was doing that for a hot little minute. Like I said, it wasn't nothing committed, but we was kicking it. But anyway, I was going on dates while she was at the house. I was going on a date, come back, tell her how it was. It was just like that kind of thing, So I actually went on a date, the first date that me and Barbara ever went on. I went to go meet her, and the girl was here, and I came back to the house. But we'll get into that. So I'm on Tinder, I'm swiping, and then I come across Barbara's profile. And so these pictures Barbara got on this damn app, wow. Like she went and professionally got pictures done for freaking Tinder. Like it's just, all of them are bomb. They got sunsets and got her looking all amazing and stuff. But either way, she was obviously Black, a queen. And I was like, okay, swipe right. Yeah, swipe right, whichever way it is. Swipe right. I swipe right. And so I just let it marinate, let it cook for a little bit, you know what I mean? So like in the meantime, I had a couple swipe rights on a couple different women at the time. And so I was going on dates with these women, got a couple super likes, went on dates with a couple of those. And then eventually it felt like, goddamn, years, months, decades, generations later, here come Barbara swiping right and we match, you know what I mean? And so as soon as we match, I get a message from her, like bang, bang, like immediately. So I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on? So we were chatting back and forth on Tinder a little bit. It takes probably maybe like 2 weeks for us to actually set a time and date to link up. Because a little bit of chatting back and forth. And so we set a time and date to link up. We go out to this spot out in Germany in Wiesbaden called Scotch and Soda. So I get there first, and I'm just sitting there chilling. Earlier in the day, I was in that same area chilling with my homeboy, getting some coffee, and Barbara calls me. This is before the date. She calls me. She was like, "Hey, are we still on for later today?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure, I'm down. You know, what's up? We can still do it." And she's like, "Okay, cool." So I hang up the phone with her, and I'm telling him like, "Hey, yo, this little something I got coming. Yeah, I mean, it's a little like bang, boom, bang." Anyway, so fast forward, I'm at Scotch and Soda, just patiently waiting for her to come up. In the meantime, I'm waiting. I'm facing towards the door so I can see her before she come in. I don't know where the black women came from that day, but let's be clear, they was all walking past that window that day. So it was all kind of shapes, sizes, colors walking past the door. You know what I'm saying? Because on Tinder or on any app, it can be a lot of catfish and stuff. So I'm just looking. I'm like, oh, that ain't her, or whatever. And so I finally see a little baby peek past that window. I'm like, oh snap, there she go right there. That's her for sure. So she come in. I'm like, oh, what's up? How you doing? And then she started talking with her little accent. I'm like, hey, yo, what's up? So anyway, we're talking, we're chit-chatting, we having a little conversation. And it was going well, went well. So I ordered a drink, she ordered a drink, and we kept it cool. We was talking for probably like an hour and a half. From there, I believe it was her who asked if I wanted to go. Actually, it was. She asked if I wanted to go for a walk in the park. And I'm like, for sure. In the park, we're walking through the park. And then we get to this point in the park where we're kind of like just standing at a pond. And I don't even know where our conversation was going. But at some point, we both just like stopped talking. And we're just like staring at each other, right? And so in my brain, I'm like, am I supposed to kiss her right now? Is this what this is? Is this mean kiss me? Or do I kiss her? Like what happened? What is happening right now? And so I swear it was like a whole freaking 2 minutes of us staring at each other. And I'm like, I really thought like I'm supposed to kiss her, right? And I was like, nah, I ain't finna kiss her. It's the first time I'm ever meeting this girl ever in my life. I ain't finna be putting my lips out here just kissing people. But yeah, so I didn't. And we ended up just saying, okay, it was great meeting you. Nice. We'll definitely hang out again for sure. So after we went our separate ways, I get back in the car and I'm thinking, we're refreshing and re-going over everything that just happened. And like, hey, she was dope. Like, that was a cool vibe. Definitely thought about it. Definitely thought she was absolutely beautiful, of course, obviously. Got back to my house, told Shorty about her. Like, hey, this is who I met. This is how it was. This is how I feel. Da, da, da. So I'm definitely always keep it a buck. I always keep it 1,000 with everybody. And so we got to the situation both professionally and personally. I'm always an honest person. Told her that, and then that was pretty much it. Me and Barbara talked back and forth probably for like another, I want to say week to 2 weeks-ish. We talked back and forth, and then I hit her up, and I was like, hey, yo, you want to come over? She was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll come over. So she comes over, and she brings a little bag. She's staying the night. And we had a great night, spent some time together, had a really great night. She ended up staying, I'm pretty sure she stayed like another day after that. She stayed for, I think, either she stayed for like 2 days or another night, one of the two, I can't remember. But we really had a great time together. We really clicked. So it was effortless. It was like, okay, you can stay. You ain't gotta go nowhere. Stay if you want to. And so she stayed and we just kicked it and really got to know each other, which was great. So fast forward from there, that was our second time meeting each other. And so from that situation, from that meeting, we started talking to each other a lot more and a lot more often. We're going out to clubs together. We're doing all this together. And so it kind of gets to a point where I got this, remember old girl, Shorty that was at the house back in the day? I still got her. She's chilling, kicking it. We kicking it. And then I'm getting to know Barbara a lot more. And so obviously at some point I tell Barbara about her and I tell her about Barbara. And so we're at this, I don't want to call it crossroads, but we're in this, right? This is what we're doing. And so that's what it was for a little while. Everybody was kosher for a very little bit of time, and then they worked. So shortly after, Barbara was pretty much like, you go do that. I'm not down for this. Like, you go do that because I'm not playing. You playing with me, so I'm not doing this. Honestly, when Barbara told me that, when I listened to it, because it was a voice message, and I ain't gonna go into the voice message because I know she gonna say something, but it's to say she was drunk as hell during this voice message, and it was a very entertaining voice message. It was very clear that English was her second language because that shit was broke. It was all I was catching the first part of a word and catching the other part and trying to put it together and make it up. It was a lot going on. Nonetheless, the biggest point I got was basically stop playing with her. Stop playing these games. I ain't playing these games with you. Da da da. I was smiling when I listened to the voice message because it was like, okay, she like me, boy. Like I'm out here, like I'm back and let's go. So because I really liked Barbara too. Like I really liked her, and I knew it had came to the point. I knew it was gonna come to a point, but I was really fucking with Barbara the long way. So when she said that, it's like, okay, this sounds like we finna try this. Me and the other girl would just end up falling off anyway. But with Barbara, it was like, okay, let's try this. Like I said, they coming to Germany. I was like, I'm not looking for nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I want nothing. I want nothing. Now look at me. Barbara got me in here cheesing and kiki. But so yeah, that's how we met. That's how we started dating. We didn't officially start dating until November 17th. And that's the video you guys see with me coming on our TikTok, with me coming home from America, like that whole rose petal thing. Like that was her asking me to be her girlfriend. And we had already been kicking it since June. So that was officially her asking me to be her girlfriend. And so, yeah, from there, it's been complete bliss, happiness, love, appreciation, growth, true dedication and support. Like it's been absolutely amazing. Even in the beginning of us hanging out with each other, like on a regular basis, like I would say within between 4 to 6 months of us chilling with each other every single day nonstop, I knew then I was going to ask her to marry me. I was like, hey, she is absolutely an amazing person, personally. Like she's a light. Like you just want to be around. Like if you guys ever meet us and like get the chance to be around Barbara, like she's just like everybody just gravitates to her, right? And she's so refreshing and a light to be around personally, like personality wise. And then her being absolutely gorgeous is just a plus. But like all of that mixed in with our birthdays being 3 days apart, it was like a match made in heaven. Actually, it really was. Like she's just absolutely amazing. And so the version of Aquarius that I am now is really, it's a combination of obviously what I've been through in my life, but this time that me and Barbara have been together, I have actually dedicated a lot of focus and time on healing traumas and healing different habits and traits that I have that are not so positive, they're more so negative or hurtful or toxic. And being with her has made me want to focus on those different things and fix it so our relationship can be as great as it can be, and I can be the best version of Aquarius for Barbara. And so yeah, so that's how we met. And anything after that was just all happy and bliss. So I also want to set this understanding that a lot of our TikTok is based on our love and how much we love each other. This YouTube will be based on our love and how much we love each other. And just as a people being around us, for the most part, this is based on love and how much me and Barbara love each other. But please do not get that conflicted with us never having problems. Like we have problems, we argue. That's just a real thing. I will say that we do not argue a lot. We really don't. Like every once in a while, we have a pretty intense argument. But even in that intense argument, it's a certain level of respects there. And even afterwards, it's a conversation of where the problem, like how did we get to we were screaming at each other? Like how did we get there so we can figure out how not to get there again, right? So it's always progressive. It's always a learning experience regardless of what we're arguing about. So that was it. That was the story of how me and Barbara met from my view, my perspective. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, want me to elaborate on something more. But y'all be safe, take care of yourselves, surround yourself with positivity.